on YouTube, it's PTT back at it with another Division video. Today, agents, we're going to be talking commendations again. I know I've spoken about this before, but now I can actually show you them and we can kind of see where they are and exactly what they're going to look like going forward with 1.7. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. Where can commendations be found? Well, they can be found in the dossier, okay? The dossier will be located on the top left of your character screen, right above your ability selection tab, and to the left of the group management tab, as you can see in the background. Currently on the PTS, as you can see, there are 10 tabs inside of the dossier, but there are a possible 12, so there could be some added at a later date. So what do we have then? As you can see from the background footage, you see we have achievements. We have 35 in general, 22 in combat, 48 in missions, 29 in exploration, 8 in PvP. Global events read 0. Obviously, guys, it's PTS and global events aren't active yet. We have 7 in survival, 13 in the underground, and 6 in last stand. On the right hand side of the screen, you will see recent activity. At the bottom right, you will see the total progression. Now, as this is only the PTS, there are only 168 commendations to get, but on the official Ubisoft forum post a few weeks ago, Massive did say that there were going to be over 500 commendations. So I do fully expect when 1.7 launches for there to be more for us to do. And if you want to check out that forum post on commendation agents, I will of course link it in the description box down below. Right, let's click on through them all then and see what is available. In achievements, these are kind of what you have on your console now as in-game achievements, so we're not going to cover them too much in depth, as most of you should have a big chunk, if not all of these done. If well, especially since if you played since day one and you have a level 30 agent. Moving on then, general is a very good one to go to next. On the general side of things, there are a lot of interesting ones to talk about, but to keep things short and sweet, we're just going to focus on the first two. That is called Bank of New York, have acquired 1 million credits. Now, as you can see, there are actually 6 levels to this one commendation, so currently the goal is 1 million to reach rank 1. Then when you move on to rank 2, which may be like 1.5 million, rank 3 might be 2 million, etc, etc, all the way up to rank 6, where you will finally get your reward. And as you can see, the reward for rank 6 on this commendation is called Star Spangled Banner, and it's the US flag. So yeah, you know, it's kind of cool that they're adding in this kind of leveling system to it. The second one we'll take a quick look at is way down the list, and it's called Named Brand Crafting. For this, you need to craft a named item, and the reason I want to show this one is because currently, to my knowledge, you can only craft the Damascus. So this seems to be one of those that if you were playing day one and you know you crafted these, you will have them. But players that are kind of newer to the game, maybe haven't been around since the very beginning when these things were actually, you know, in builds, then you're going to have to go back and seriously concentrate on reading them all, finding out what you need to do to complete them. So it's cool that it covers everybody. Moving on to combat. This section is seemingly what you would expect, guys. It ranges from kill X amount of NPCs with certain weapon types to buffing teammates 1,500 times and pretty much everything else in between. I do like this section because, as you can see from the footage, there are sections here that mean players will have to play every kind of class and playstyle if they want to get all commendations in game. And you know, for me, commendations, I've said it plenty of times before, they're going to be like Pokemon to me, right? You've got to catch them all. If you're a nerd like I am and you like completing games, you're going to want to get as many of these, if not all of them, as soon as you can. Moving on then, let's take a look into the missions folder. Here we'll see things that, again, most agents should have done a fair chunk of as far as hitting level 30 and completing all the missions in game. However, we do see some newer things that we will have to kind of grind for, like completing all legendary missions, completing 100 missions as part of a group, and finish all missions on hard difficulty. Now, some I do want to talk about in depth because I think they really do pose some challenge, even for those end game pro teams. Those ones titled Flawless Legendary. These are what you might expect by, you know, title agents, and that is complete X named legendary mission in co-op with no one dying or being downed. Now, this is going to be, in my opinion, a proper top tier 1% commendation, but one I personally wholeheartedly want and will be grinding for very early on. You know, it's nice to see that Massive are catering to their hardcore player base as well as their more casual player base with some of these commendations, and I really do think they're going to be something to show off later down the line. Moving on to exploration, this section covers an awful lot from opening up all safe houses to collecting all the echoes and intel. It also covers, for some reason, equipping all 6 pieces of a gear set, i.e. 6 pieces of tactician, 6 pieces of striker, sentry, final measure, so on and so on. Now, it doesn't actually state classified gear, so I'm assuming that it just means equip all 6 pieces of all the gear sets in game as they stand right now, but we're going to have to wait and see when 1.7 actually drops. Moving on to PvP then, this section in my opinion needs some work and hopefully gets added to in the final release of 1.7. Currently there are only 8 PvP commendations on the PTS and they cover things like DZ rank, kill a rogue, cut the rope, survive manhunts. It also covers extracted items, and for me those kind of aren't specific PvP commendations, but you know, that's just me. I think if you guys are PvP mains and you don't really get on with the PvE content, then I do think you guys might feel a little bit let down here by the lack of commendations for PvP. But as always guys, you know, this is a discussion. I would love to know your thoughts and comments down below about everything we're going to cover in this video. Moving on, global events quickly, you know, they're not in the PTS, so I'm assuming like week 2 PTS, we might actually get to have a look at these. I will cover them when we get them available. Survival, some of these commendations you might already have, and if you're a keen survival player like myself, but some of you might actually have to dedicate some time if you're not a mad survival player. As you can see though guys, a lot of these do mimic achievements in game, so the achievements for the survival DLC, if you've got those, you should have these already. Underground, again, a fair few of these you may already have if you're a level 40 in the underground, but some of you may have to go in and grind for them. I was kind of hoping as an underground nut we would actually have some more here that will kind of encourage more people to go back and play this game mode, because I absolutely love it, and I really do think that the underground could have been an awful lot more than what it was, and I still hope they go back and revisit it later in the future. Next then, and finally, we have Last Stands. These again cover most things that you would do genuinely every game in Last Stand, so I won't actually expect too many people to struggle getting these ones unlocked. You can see them in the footage in the background. Now, overall, guys, commendations, as I've said before, do look very good. They give us something to grind for. They give us, you know, a way of showing off what kind of an agent and player we actually are in game, because we will have some things and not others. I'm excited to get in and start working my way through collecting them, not only for myself, but for my teammates. You know, I'm looking forward to being able to put up streams and help people that want certain things like the Flawless Legendary or the Flawless Challenge mode and things like that. So, yeah, I'm excited that this is actually going to become a sizable community event, even if it's not a dedicated one. But, again, I've said it before, guys, I would love to know your thoughts and comments in the section down below. As always, agents, a massive shout out goes out to Rex for hooking me up with the footage for this. Links will be in the description down below to his channels. Make sure to go and show him some love. But that's about going to wrap up this video. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, smash a thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed it and found it helpful. And until the next video, agents, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all soon.